Then I thought about the Big Bang Theory. Well, if there is a God, then he has to be the source or the cause of everything. So I checked and found another verse in the Bhagavad Gita where Krishna says, I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who know this perfectly engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. So again, he says, I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. So this is clearly a statement which is in the personal understanding of the origin of everything, that everything had emanated from a person, God. And in this case, Krishna states that to be the source of all material and spiritual worlds, and that he is the source of every emanation from that. So this is a lot of evidence or a lot of support that Krishna is the Supreme Lord just by basic precepts of what we would search for in God, as I've mentioned. And so finally, God would have to at least exhibit to one person or many persons some kind of form or some kind of supernatural existence which would prove that he was God. So Krishna, before Arjuna, stated, what need is there, Arjuna, for all this detailed knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support the entire universe. So just that alone, that statement alone, is leading up to actually what goes on further in the Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna requested him to show that form, and when Arjuna saw the form which Krishna exhibited to show him of his prowess and his opulence and his godliness, it is described that if hundreds of thousands of suns rose simultaneously in the sky, that might resemblance the effulgence of the Supreme Person in that universal form. So for one person to have an effulgence is common. Somebody may look bright and effulgent, but to have an effulgence of one sun is just unthinkable for anyone. I mean, the sun is so powerful, and it's heating the entire universe. So Krishna says here, if hundreds of thousands of suns rose up in the sky simultaneously, they might resemble the effulgence of the Supreme Person. So this is a huge qualification for someone. If they can exhibit such an effulgence of brilliance like this, then certainly they must have some quantum energy with themselves, which is beyond anything ever seen by any individual. And so when Arjuna saw all this, he became, before Krishna, he saw this huge form, so brilliant, like thousands of suns. He simply became humble. Arjuna said, O Lord of Lords, fierce of form, please tell me who you are and what your mission is, and I desire to hear of it. So the Lord's reply was, I am time. Time I am. So this is a quantum feature of existence, the element of time. And here the Supreme Person, in this case Krishna, who has proven all these things beyond any reasonable doubt in all the criteria which I just mentioned, he takes the claim to be time. So no ordinary person can say that they are time. This would just be the words of a crazy person. But clearly, after exhibiting a huge universal form, he can justify the statement, and by further evidence, which I've just explained in all the 10 criteria, that he meets all the qualifications of God. And incidentally, when Krishna came to this planet 5,000 years ago, he also exhibited this form to his mother when he was a baby. Baby Krishna opened his mouth, and his mother, Mother Yasoda, looked in his mouth and saw the entire universe within his mouth. She could see planets and galaxies all expanding without limit when the Lord opened his mouth in the form of baby. So clearly, his proof that Krishna was the quantum being who came to this planet 5,000 years ago. And this was the kind of spiritual quest that I first began when I was on my spiritual quest. I wanted to see if God would answer my scientific reasoning, which actually is embedded in a lot of us growing up in this culture. So yes, I will put a check mark that Krishna is the supreme quantum being as I originally saw it on my spiritual quest. Thank you.